Hello again, folks. I apologize if this is going to be a bit esoteric, but it's something that's come up about the idle mixture screws and the difference between them between the 20R and the 22R. Apparently, there is a difference, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but we're going to try to figure it out a little bit. And it matters because if you look at the manual for when you go to tune the carburetor for the 20R engine, it says the initial baseline setting for the idle mixture screw. Say that again. Idle mixture screw is you run it into the right, tighten it up until it just lightly seats. You don't want to run it in because you're going to put a groove in this tip and mess up your mixture. But you just run it until it lightly seats, and then you back it out 1 3/4 full turns to the left. That's what the book says. It's a factory service manual specification. For 22R, the specification is lightly seated and back it out 1, 2 1/2. So apparently they're a bit different. We're going to explore that a little bit, and I'm going to tell you why I think that is. And also because I just recently got a professionally rebuilt 20R carburetor for my 78 pickup. And I've dealt with the company before. It's National Carburetor. I have no problem with them. But I noticed when this carburetor came in that the idle mixture screw looked longer than I was used to seeing it. It looked different. I didn't think too much about it. And I'll be going through other problems trying to get started, which is immaterial to this discussion. But I went ahead and lightly seated it, backed it out to 1 3/4, and the engine would not start. I should have said first, when I got it, because the screw looked different, sorry to get out of order, but, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I don't script this. When it came in, it looked different. I'm like, I wonder what's going on here. I wonder if they set it right. So I grabbed a screwdriver and I ran it in, and they had preset it to 3 1/2 turns out, which is exactly double what it's supposed to be. 1 3/4 times 2 is 3 1/2. So I'm like, that's very interesting. So I did the 1 3/4, and it wouldn't start. I backed it out to 2, and it wouldn't start. I took it to 2 1/2, and it started, but it had a hard time getting going for like 5 seconds, and then it came up to high idle. And then I tried doing tuning, and I've done this a couple of times. One time it ended up at 4 turns out. Another time it ended up at 3 1/2 turns out. Currently, because I've been fixing a weak spark issue, and a richer mixture kind of mask a weak spark issue, but finally got most of that fixed, and I ended up at a little bit more than 3 turns out, which is half a turn more than the 22R factory spec, not the 20R. That's 1 1/4 turns bigger than the 20R spec. So I'm like, why is there a difference here? What's going on? So here's what I'm going to show you what I found. We got Mike's Carburetor Parks. They're up in Washington State. They're good people. They do good business. I can recommend them. I bought a few things from them. They didn't work out for me, but that was my problem, not theirs. So here we go. They've got Ace carb parts, and they're showing 2 different idle mixture screws, one here and one here. But when we look at them, one looks like this. And see, it's got a knurled head. There's a regular knurled head, threads, and the tip's got kind of a blunt point on it. But if you look at the other one they have, you can see that there's a taper to the top part of the head, right here. Let me get a pointer. See, a taper right here, and it's got a groove, and it's got a flange. The threads look the same, but if you look at the tip, it's more pointed. than the other one. I want to flop these back and forth so you can see the difference between the two. Okay, see the point on that one, and that one's blunt. I did some measurements on this, and from the end of the tip until the shoulder right here, before it becomes parallel again, I guess it's not angled anymore, is different. This one's got more angle on it, which would mean, and also the angle is different. That's a sharper angle. That looks more like 30 degrees. This looks more like 40 degrees. Now that angle can make a difference, and the tip shape can make a difference, because if this is a 22R screw, which I'm suspecting it is, because I've done a lot of photo comparison all over the web, and they all look like this with this flange. They do not look like this. That tip, these are 10 by 32 threads specified down here. So it's going to take more turns to pull this out. This tip is going to stay in that hole for where the idle mixture fuel runs into the base of the carburetor below the plates. Whereas with this one, you don't have as much tip to actually pull out of there. Yeah, save the dirty jokes. Okay, I'm not going there right now. All right. But yeah, there's less tip to get out than there is on this one. And as you can see, there's the shoulder. You can even see a little mark right there. And on this one, it's longer. Now, I tried asking Mikes about this, but they don't know. All they say is, well, you know, they don't guarantee anything. It says it here somewhere, but it says, you know, match the specs. The thread, the overall length, the shaft length, which would be from here or here to here or here to here. I'm not sure quite what they mean. I assume they mean from tip to shoulder. And as you can see here, overall length 1.360. 1.674. Well, that's like a 3/8 of an inch difference in length. And I've noticed that the 22R seems to be longer in every photo I've seen. So, because of that difference, it would only make sense, all these differences, it would only make sense that this one would have to be backed out further to get an adequate flow. Yes, the 22R is a little bit bigger. It's going to need just a little bit more idle fuel mixture just because of the extra displacement, but it's not that much. It's only 0.2 of a liter. So it shouldn't make that much difference, but it does. And that's why I mention this, because if you're trying to, you got a 20R like I do. You're trying to go by the book. You set it for 1 3/4 and the thing won't start. And it's like, what the heck's going on? And you end up setting it at 3 or 4, and yeah, it is running good, and you seem to have a really good idle quality. But if you're anything like me, that 3, 3.5, 4 turns out really bothers you, because it's like, well, it's supposed to be 1 3/4. That's way too much. The point is, it doesn't matter. It will work. As long as you get a good idle quality and it's not running rich. Don't concentrate too much on that spec. What I think has happened is the original idle mixture screw right here. This part, 21271, ding, nothing found because they're no longer available. They've been discontinued. Let's see if I can get this thing to behave. 21271. Where are you? Ah, jeez. Always something. There we go. 21271. The original Toyota part number is 21271-38011. You can look it up in Toyota parts. It's going to tell you it's discontinued. I haven't tried looking at the 22R yet to see if that one's still available, but apparently someone's still making these screws for the 22R. Maybe they're having a harder time getting the 20R screws. Since they're the same shaft diameter and they're the same thread, of course it'll fit. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I think what's happening is they're using a 22R screw. It's like, well, you can still tune it. It'll still run fine. Okay, fine. Well, it's not the stock spec of how many turns out. What I'm here to say is don't be like me. Don't get hung up on that stock spec if you see this kind of screw in the carburetor, with this tapered head and with this flange shoulder and with this longer shaft and with more of a point to it. The idea is just to get the idle mixture adjusted so you have the fastest, smoothest idle, which means that the mixture is exactly where it needs to be. I need to talk a little bit more about that, about tuning, but we'll get to that in a second. I don't want to make this too long. But, as you can see, big difference. Now, apparently this screw, again, from everything I've been able to find out, this is for like, I think it's a 4E or a Corolla engine that's 1.6. Yeah, you could try it and see if it works, if you can get one. You could get one of these from Mike's and try it. I mean, they're only $7 plus shipping. It'd be like $10. Up to you. I'm not going to fool with mine. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to tune it for the best idle. Now we'll talk about it. Mine right now seems to run best between 2 and 7/8 and 3 turns out. That's the smoothest, best idle. I go to 3 1/4, I go to 3 1/2, and there's no change. It runs at about 1,000 RPM. So what you're supposed to do is called a lean drop method. I took it back to that 3 turns out. Still good idle quality, really good. You go to your idle speed adjusting screw. Not the fast idle, the regular idle. And I'm going to show you that because I can. Bear with me. National Carburetor is great for visual representation. If I can get them to work. Come on, boys. There we go. There's my ear. There's the carburetor. Pink. Get some pictures. Blow them up a little bit. Okay, here we go. There's your idle mixture screw. As you can see, it looks like that head's a little tapered, and it's got that flange right here. Here's your idle speed screw. Down here is your fast idle speed screw adjusters. I got this back to 3 turns. I turn this back to the left and drop that 1,000 RPM down to 900. Now, for 20R equipped trucks, the spec on this curb idle speed, hot speed, is 800 for manuals and 850 for automatics. I have a manual. So I dropped it back down to 900 using this. Turning it to the right actually makes it go faster. Turning it left makes it go slower. Did that to 900. Yes, I'm using a tachometer. Then you're supposed to go back to your idle mixture screw and turn it right. Lean it out very, very slowly. Just a little bit at a time until that speed, that idle speed, drops down to the spec of 800. And you're done. That's the idle drop method. If you got an automatic, you just turn it to the right and it goes from 900 to 950. You're done. But that's on the 20R carburetor right there. And I don't know why I did that, but because I did want to show you the difference here. And trucks, and 4, and 2 barrel, and we go to 1981, first year for the 22R. There we go. And you can see there's a difference. There's an angle screw going in this way for the 20R. The 22R's got it down here. And there's the difference. But otherwise, here's your fast idle over here. It's pointing up instead of down. But your curb idle, hot idle, adjusting speed screw is still in the same place. So there you go. I also think that screw is longer because the distance between here and here is longer. I don't have the carbs to measurement to find out, so I'm not sure. But this is just my speculation. And I did a lot of calculations about that whole angle and tip, and it just makes mathematical sense. So anyway, don't get hung up on it. Don't get hung up on that spec if you got a 20R. The spec on the 22R is 2.5 turns out, so if you end up at 3, it doesn't sound like a big deal. It's only a half turn extra from 2.5. Okay, whatever. But for the 20R, 1 3/4, and you end up at 3, you're kind of like, what? Don't sweat it. It's fine. As long as you can get a very good quality, idle quality out of it, you're good to go. So there's the deal. Tapered head, flange, and pointier tip. Yes, pointier. Blunt tip. No taper on the head, no flange, and there's usually knurling on here, as you can see. So as long as it's loose enough, you can actually use your fingers to adjust it. Doesn't even take a screwdriver. But anyway, I just want to put this out here and mention it, that there's a difference in case you run across this, and so you might actually know what's going on as far as the turns out spec according to the factory service manual, or your Chilton's or your Haynes or whatever manual you've got. Don't worry about it. Once you get it running, just adjust to the smoothest, fastest idle, do the lean drop, and you're good to go. That's it. I've rambled long enough. Just want to let you know about this. I hope these videos help you all out. You got questions, as usual, just drop me a comment, drop me a question. I will help you out as best I can if I know. If I don't, I'll try to find out, because that's the way we work around here. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate anybody that subscribed. Thumbs up to you. Thanks a lot. See you later.